At an altitude of 2,430 meters above sea level, nestled between the jagged peaks of the Andes Mountains, rises a city forgotten by time. The stone structures that suddenly emerge from the mist are not just an engineering marvel, they are one of the greatest mysteries in human history. This is Machu Picchu. For centuries, it remained a legend known only to the local people, hidden from the Spanish conquistadors. It was known as the Lost City until it was introduced to the world by Hiram Bingham in 1911. But why did the Incas build such a magnificent city in such an inaccessible place? Was it a fortress, a palace, or a gateway to the stars? Today, we will discover the story whispered by these stones. The first thing you notice when you see Machu Picchu is the perfect harmony of the stones. The Incas used a technique called ashlar. In this method, massive granite blocks are cut so precisely that you cannot even fit a razor blade between them. And the most interesting part, no mortar or cement was used to join these stones. Why? Because this is an active earthquake zone. While a structure with mortar would crack during tremors, these dancing stones move slightly during an earthquake and settle back exactly into their original places once the shaking ends. The Incas did not use the wheel or iron. How they moved these multi-ton stones to the top of the mountain is still a subject of debate. But the result is clear, an engineering triumph that has stood for 500 years. Building a city on such high, steep slopes creates not only a housing problem, but also a food problem. The Incas' solution was andenes, or terracing. These giant steps surrounding the city did not just create agricultural land, they also prevented mountain erosion and landslides. However, the real miracle lies underground. About 60% of Machu Picchu's structure is subterranean. The city's drainage system was designed to evacuate even the heaviest tropical rains. Natural water sources from the mountain are directed to 16 different fountains with a perfect slope. Even today, part of this system is still functional. For the Incas, the sky was a guide. The most sacred point of the city is the Intihuatana stone. Its name means the post of the sun. Working like an astronomical clock, this stone ensures the sun sits exactly above the pillar during the equinoxes. Another important structure is the Temple of the Sun. This semicircular tower was positioned to catch the sunlight perfectly through its window during the winter solstice. By tracking the movements of the sun, the Incas determined planting and harvesting times, while proving their devotion to their creator with this massive observatory. This was a ritual space where earth and sky met. Machu Picchu was built around 1450, during the peak of the Inca Empire. Yet, it was suddenly abandoned only 100 years later. When the Spaniards occupied Peru, they never found this city. So where did the people go? The strongest theory is that epidemics brought by Europeans, such as smallpox, reached the city and decimated the population. Another view is that the people, fleeing the Spanish invasion, made a sacred decision to evacuate the city and retreat deep into the jungle so it wouldn't fall into enemy hands. They left behind no gold and no written records. Machu Picchu buried itself in its own silence. Today, Machu Picchu welcomes millions of people every year as one of the 7 wonders of the world. However, this intense interest puts pressure on the ancient stones. UNESCO and scientists are making great efforts to protect this fragile giant. Machu Picchu is not just made of stone and earth. It is a symbol of living in harmony with nature, achieving the impossible, and human perseverance. When the clouds disperse and the sun falls upon the stones, you can feel the Inca spirit still wandering there, somewhere among the peaks. Until our next discovery, stay curious.